Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. I am doing well, and I know it's been a while since I was here, but busy, life is a bit busy, but I'm back. So today I want us to talk about organic farming. So when someone says they are practicing organic farming, or they are farming organically, or they are gardening organically, what exactly do they mean? Because you will find people say sell produce and say it's organic, but if you ask them what is organic, they don't know what exactly that means, and they think organic is bright and shiny, dark green vegetables and all that. But really there is a definition and there are principles of organic farming which I want us to talk about today. So if someone says they are organic farmers, or if people say their produce is organic, what they actually mean, or what that should mean, is that this food is grown with the 4 principles of organic farming in mind, and also the food is grown without chemicals, without synthetic fertilizers, without synthetic pesticides, which are non-discriminative. They kill everything. They do not regenerate anything. Their work is just to give a quick fix to the crops, and they are not healthy and they are not ecological. So what are the 4 principles of organic farming? Number 1 is health. Number 2 is ecology. Number 3 is care. And number 4 is fairness. So if you're farming organically, you must put the principle of health first. So your health as a farmer, remember, if you're using the synthetic pesticides, there are some that are very harmful to human beings. So you should not use them on your food. Imagine if they are killing all the insects in your farm, what are they likely to do to you as a farmer? So we actually advocate for you farming without using the toxic pesticides, and those pesticides also should not be harmful to the environment. They do not kill other animals. They do not destroy aquatic life. If your pesticides flow into the water and they poison the fish, then you're not practicing the principle of health. There's also the health of the bees, the health of other plants. So let's say you're using chemicals that kill grass. You're not sensitive to that plant in the environment, because ideally everything you see growing in the environment, we believe it plays a part. It is part of the ecosystem, and instead of eliminating it in the ecosystem, you're supposed to live sustainably with it. You're supposed to coexist with your environment, other than destroying the parts of the environment you think that they are not useful to you at that time. And what that does then, it destroys the things that you would need in future. For example, if you use pesticides, you spray and then it rains and there is runoff to the river, you poison the water which other people drink downstream. You poison the water which other people use to water their vegetables and their plants. You poison the water that animals drink. You also poison the water where fish live. So you've actually not practiced the principle of health for the environment and for other existing organisms in your environment. Also, you should think about your plant health. There are things that you spray in your plant, and that's the only plant that thrives. Naturally, nature is not a monoculture. There is nowhere you will find nature practicing monoculture. Monoculture is a practice of humans, which is not healthy to the environment and to other life around the environment. So I've spoken about health, I've spoken about the principle of ecology. Now let's speak about care. So if you are an organic farmer, you need to take care of your environment. You need not only to take care of the food that you're growing to eat, but even other plants. There are plants that coexist with your food that are important, even if they are not your food at that point. For example, you need to practice companion planting. You need to take care of the animals. You need to take care of the soil. Soil is very, very important when we are farming organically, because soil is the source of all the food that your plants eat. So you need to really take care of it. And remember, there's also soil life. There's life in the soil. You do not destroy the life in the soil. So if you apply synthetic fertilizers, for example, for a long time, you realize that your soil starts to become very weak and to depend on it. This is because your soil is practically dying and it needs to be revived every other time that you're planting. So if your soil is not alive, there are no microorganisms living in the soil, you are killing the soil and you're not practicing care, the principle of taking care of your soil. Taking intercrop, you crop and then you don't plant just one crop all the time. You can plant one crop and then rotate, or you can intercrop soil in the soil plants that coexist well. Like you can rotate your tomatoes with beans. Beans are nitrogen fixing. You can plant your brassicas with marigolds and all that. I'm going to do more videos to explain to you how these plants coexist. For example, I'm going to do a video on companion planting and which plants do very well with each other. They are called garden partners. They do very well when you plant them together. For example, when you plant your cabbage and marigolds, they do very well. When you plant tomatoes with basil, they also do very well. So we're going to look at what to plant together, what coexists with the other, and what doesn't coexist with the other one. So the last principle of organic farming is fairness. So you cannot claim to practice organic farming when you're not fair. You're not fair to other life in the environment. You're not fair even to your workers. You're not fair even to your environment as a whole, to other plants in the environment, to other animals, to birds. For example, let's say you have a problem with slugs and snails in your garden, and you go ahead and you poison them and they die, and then the birds eat them and then they die. So you're not fair to the birds. You are making their life very hard in that environment. So ideally, we should be fair to other life. The idea is not to eliminate everything, but maybe to reduce the population and control the population of pests and other animals that destroy our plants. Otherwise, if we eliminate them, we create an imbalance in the ecosystem. For example, let's talk about rodents. If you completely eliminate rodents in your environment, you are likely to have a problem with snakes, because snakes feed on rodents, so they are not going to find food. So you eliminate them, you eliminate the rodents, you have a problem with snakes. You eliminate the snakes, you have a problem with the rodents. So remember, the food chain, it always needs to be complete. Otherwise, every time there's an imbalance, we are going to suffer as a humanity, and even the environment is going to suffer. The future generations are going to have a very hard time trying to restore the environment if we keep destroying it. And this is why I strongly advocate for organic farming. And the other reason why I strongly advocate for organic farming is because I'm anti-GMOs. So in organic farming, we don't grow GMOs because GMOs are not natural foods. They are genetically modified, and most of them, they demand that you use very strong pesticides. They demand that you use chemical fertilizers. You cannot just grow them the way we grow other food naturally. So, and then GMOs, they have to be bought every time. So they are not fair to the farmer. The farmer has to spend money each and every season to buy seed, because those seeds cannot be reseeded. Actually, it's illegal to replant the GMO seeds because they are patented seeds. So ideally, I advocate for growing non-GMOs and then saving seeds so that you can regrow them the next season, and also we can preserve our heritage, our culture, and our indigenous foods. I hope you have a take home and you now have a rough idea what organic farming is. Generally, make sure you observe the 4 principles of organic farming, and also remember not to use harmful pesticides, remember not to use harmful chemicals, and not to grow GMOs. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stick to this channel. We are going to talk a lot more about organic farming, because I have realized that even though all the years I've been on YouTube, I've been talking about organic farming, I've not actually sat down and educated my followers and my viewers what organic farming is. Thank you so much for watching this video, and always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion. I'll see you in the next one.